been nearly 7 months since a state of local emergency was first declared here in the Sportsmens Bowl Road area north of Oliver due to spring flooding. And the Regional District of Okanagan-Similkameen announced this week that the stress is nowhere near over. The area remains under imminent risk of flooding in the event of heavy rainfall. Parkrill Creek is still running down a trench it cut in the now one-lane Sportsmens Bowl Road. The Regional District says it has finally secured funding for a study on the situation.
The significant issue that exists is that there's still such a high saturation of water levels in the area. The water is still flowing. Or typically, we could see some of the creeks in the area is almost dry at this point. There's still flowing water. So with some of the rain that's occurred in the past weeks, we had heard from some of the folks that live in the Sportsman's Bowl area there was, a lot of water issues and potential for flooding, and that's why we're addressing it through Emergency Management BC through their funds to do a more comprehensive view of how to address a flood risk that exists there.
The study will also try to answer more long-term questions this winter, like if the creek should be moved back into its original bed where it flowed before last spring's flooding, and more importantly, who is responsible for the mess.
So Highway's mandate is to be responsible for the traveled road, but if the ditches and the streams that are associated with the roads aren't being managed appropriately, then that becomes a compounding problem for us from a flood response point of view. So if there's, debris in the creeks that back up, ultimately, which agency should be responsible for it?
Woods says unless residents formally petition them to create a service area, the RDOS has no jurisdiction over the creek or the road, but he hopes the study will help them prepare for any future flooding. Residents say they have asked the province to move Parkrill Creek off the roadway, but there is no word on if that request will ever be fulfilled. For Castanet in Oliver, I'm Colin Dacre.